There we go. Welcome this morning to the KBBT National Championship. Boom, baby. That's what we're here for. Mr. Matt with a nice greenback to start off the morning. No better way to start off your morning than popping up, seeing a nice fish caught. So we're in the Final Four right now, the KBBT National Championship. Mr. Conant getting ready to measure a fish. We got Matt. Yeah.
You don't want to agree with me today. Oh, come on.
So we are on the Final Four. We got Derek Brundle versus Matt Vogt. Between that head-to-head matchup right now, Derek Brundle has a 17 and a quarter uploaded. Matt's still working to get his first fish on the board. And then we have Wilton Rogerson and Matt Conant. Matt currently measuring a fish. He's sitting at 36 and a half to Wilton Rogerson's 14 and a half. Have a couple anglers and Matt Conant. There we go.
See if I can get it right this time.
And we have to take over this morning. 3 of us. There we go.
Still not high enough. Water.
Heck yeah. Mr. Conant releasing his fish. He uploaded. That brings him up to 54.25. His large being a 19 and a quarter, which was caught just before we came on air.
Let's see if I can get my day started here.
There we go.
I guess I'm the only one on Central Time today.
Yes, sir. I do believe so. Bruce Levy popping on saying congrats to the Final Four for everyone. Let's go, Matt and Derek. Richard White popping on saying good luck, Matt Vogt.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks for joining us this morning, fellas. Mr. Derek. We had to bring Derek in here. There were just too many matches. Too much of a good thing.
What's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
Morning, Derek.
Morning. Well, I'll tell you what, this wind is starting to pick up. It's going to jam like 30 today, so you might have to mute me quite a bit.
No worries. We're gonna run the broadcast till about 8:30. Blake may end up taking over. He said he was gonna pop on this morning.
Nice.
So we'll see what happens there. I have to go in and do a little bit of work, then poking around in the river.
Not the right size to start the morning, but it might measure.
There you go.
Probably not. Or look at them. We smoked the chatterbait though.
Muting you real quick, Derek. We got a boat measure going out for this morning.
He's gonna be a little short.
No. But you got the ice broke, so time for the bigs.
Right.
Excuse. We got Derek muted this morning. He's facing into the wind, trying to pull a big boy out or girl. Thank you. Apologize about that on-air sneeze. When you got to do it, you got to do it, though. So again, for everybody that's just now joining us, this is the KBBT National Championship Final Four. We got Derek Brundle head-to-head against Matt Vogt. Derek with a 17.25 on the board. Matt just brought one in. It was just shy of meeting the minimum length. Welton Rogerson is head-to-head versus Matt Conant. Matt Conant sitting at 54.25 with Welton sitting at 14.5. Oh. Those pretty big news KFL related. We got Adam Patron as a trade. He's going over to the Tennessee Shiners. Not that they need any more help. Greg in his tournament, I believe he's fishing North Virginia, leading the pack at 62.25 currently.
Greg.
So awesome job, Greg. Keep it up, buddy. It's early yet. Don't get excited too quick. But keep up the momentum. Keep it up. Oh. Check Derek's mic real quick. So we have fall weather coming in for the East Coasters today. They're going to get some pretty big winds. So Hopefully they can get some good stuff knocked out early. Otherwise, it's going to be a long day, a long battle of the win. What do you got going on this morning there, Matt Vote?
Pretty windy here, but I found me a little calm pocket to start the day in.
Right on.
The lake I'm not really familiar with, but I know it's got some really big fish, so I'm giving it a go. Don't really know how to attack it just yet, but hopefully I'll get that figured out before the day's over.
Yes, sir. We got Kona leading the board this morning with 3 fish that's come across. His fish go from 19.25 as his big to 17.25 as his small. But don't count out Wilton. That guy is a monster, putting up huge bags throughout the tournament.
Huge.
Definitely going to be a tough one to get through.
Just hoping Mother Nature try to get
Yes, sir. He's not in for very pleasant weather either this morning, so we'll see how everything plays out.
Man, they're getting smaller. You're not supposed to catch them like that punching. I don't know what it's like. Maybe it's full of smalls, not bigs.
Maybe. Matt Vote with a couple undersizers coming in this morning. Hey, Scott, how you doing this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Have Derek muted this morning just because of the fact that he's in the wind. But we'll check on him periodically. We're being broadcasted both on YouTube and Facebook through Motion Sports Network and through the KBBT channel. These guys battling it out. It looks chilly there in the wind where Derek's at this. I can actually say for the first time in a long time, I think my weather's going to be a lot better than everybody else's, which I'll take it any day. Matt Vote searching the lake, fished in an area he's never fished. He's trying to pick apart a little hidden area where he's up and out of the wind. Opponent doing the same. wind picking up there a little bit. Get check, mic check. Derek seems to be out of the wind. I unmuted Derek for a little bit. We'll see how long that goes.
I don't think it'll be too long before you're hitting the button.
The man, the GOAT trophy, the holder of the GOAT trophy, current holder of the GOAT trophy.
The GOAT trophy is back in the lake.
Is it?
Yep, I gave it back to the lady last Sunday.
Oh no!
It's all right. I know right where she threw it in. I'm gonna go see if I can catch a fish off it later.
Nice. Well, looks like we lost Derek's visual. Sean Hunt, good morning. How are you this morning? Who we lose? There we go.
Can you still see me, Matt?
Oh yeah, I got you. I got
All
you.
right.
Hunt's good fishing, but it's going to be 20 plus wins. I'd say that's probably what Derek's dealing with right now. We're about to mute again. And we'll go on and off with Derek in and out of the wind. Matt Conant will be the same way. Yeah, and it's always better to be safe than sorry if you're not sure about the winds or you just don't like fishing in the winds and with it just being a casual day. So always safety first, wearing PFDs. Matt back in here.
Bush is trying to destroy my phone. I think I'm back on now.
There you go. Back with us, Matt Vogt. I do apologize about pronouncing your last name wrong there the first couple broadcasts.
I've been called Vaught for a long time now.
Oh, I would imagine. John Hunt. Oh, we got Derek on. What do you got there for us, buddy?
Good smallmouth.
I won myself, but it's not a little one.
Choked the tube.
Got Matt Vaught on. We got some action going on. That one should measure.
It might. I'm gonna beat Brundle. They're gonna have to get bigger than these little guys.
We'll keep an eye on Derek, but we're gonna throw him on mute again.
Wow, this is embarrassing, but it's gonna measure.
Hey,
Embarrassing. This.
that's all that matters, man. If it comes across that board, it's gonna help.
I don't think this one's gonna help me, but I'll put her on the board anyway. Be right back.
Yes, sir. So that was pretty awesome. We had a double up with Derek and Matt Vogt, who are both head to head against each other. Ooh. Almost. God, huh? My competitor can't use my pedal drive. Gotta use all arm strength. I've been there many times. I spent my whole first year in kayak fishing with a paddle. Stepped up to the motor guy. Tell you what, I'm not that. That's an awesome tool.
It's amazing. Man,
What's that? What's that, Derek?
I said, yeah, that motor guide's amazing.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, to be able to pull up on the spot, we got Kona hooked up. There's a third fish. Looks like an all right one. See what Matt's about to pull over.
22.
All good till you got 5.
There you go. That'll measure. So in about the 3 minutes or 3 fish between Matt Vogt, Derek Brundle, and Matt Conant. Everybody taking turns measuring fish. That's what we like to see. Drop you back on mute. Great action this morning. Awesome.
It's fun when they cooperate.
Right. Good morning, Conrad. How you doing today? And it should be an action-packed day for sure. We got all 4 anglers with fish up on the board in the final 4 of the KBBT National Championship. Matt Conant measuring up his 4th. Bolton with 1 on the board. Matt Vogt with 1 on the board. And Derek had just caught his 2nd, so he'll have 2 on the board. So what are you up to down in Florida there, Conrad? You gonna be you fishing anything this weekend? Conant with 4, bringing him up to 70.5. Leading the board this morning, but there's a lot of day left. And Walton Rogerson is no joke.
What, you mean we're not fishing till 9? I heard that on the broadcast the other night. We're only fishing till 9, right?
Yeah, be great, eh?
Yeah.
Cut her off. Yeah, we were just talking about motor guides and how great of a tool that they are for us kayak fishermen or any trolling motor, also with any sort of spot lock GPS pinpoint. Such an amazing tool. Conrad, Tenor Rock pre-fishing. Pre-fishing for the first game coming up in the KFL. KFL is going to kick off on 4 June.
I think I was muted there. Sorry about that.
There.
A little bigger.
There you go.
Hop off here again.
Across the board. So nice bit of action from the fellas this morning. Holy shit. I'm gonna mute you there, Matt.
All right.
Both Matt and Derek getting into the wind. We'll keep an eye on them. Make sure to see when they're hooked up. Because the action is heating up. Still good to you. Thanks for following along. Eric on and off, and now for some reason it's not letting me mute him. There we go. Scott Seshowich, any bed fishing this morning? Eric's out in the open. Looks like he's working a point. I don't think they've gotten on too many bedfish yet this morning. Matt may have. Matt Conant. Conant's going after his 5th fish.
Tried to double up on you guys. There's one busting, one had the phone down.
Did you get another one there?
Instead, I got hung up.
Oh, man. You might be able to scratch a limit out of that little cove there, the way they're starting to come alive.
Yeah.
That brought Matt Boat up to 27.25 to Derek Brundle's 35.25. Matt Conant sitting at 70.5, going head to head against Wilton Rogerson, who has got his second fish up. He's sitting at 36 even. These guys are fishing the Final Four of the 2022 KBBT National Championship and already putting on a show this morning. Matt Conant, Derek Brundle, both dealing with the wind. I think everybody's dealing with the wind a little bit. And it's not supposed to get better throughout the day. Hopefully the weatherman's wrong. And Greg shot me a text earlier. I believe he's fishing a Virginia tournament, and he is leading the pack for that field this morning. Which, great job, Greg. Keep up the momentum. Keep your head down, dig your heels in, and make her happen. Matt Conant searching for his 5th fish to be the first angler this morning to complete a bag. Always a comfortable position to be in when you get that 5th fish. I wouldn't say comfortable, but kind of relieving once you get that 5th fish. Looks like Derek's wind might have slacked up. Not at all. We'll check Matt. He's not too bad. We took you off of mute there, Mr. Conant.
Say Wilton had 36.
Yeah, he's sitting at 36 with 2 fish.
We just get a 22.
21 and a half.
Oh boy, that's not a good sign.
Anybody's been following along, Wilton's been lighting up the leaderboards throughout the tournament. Pick your mic off again there, Matt. He's in and out of the wind. We'll try to keep the wind noise to a minimum this morning, but we can only do what we can do. Had a nice little flurry there in the last 20 minutes. Saw about 4 fish come over the gunnel. Matt Boat starting to dial in his little area. New area to him. He's breaking down the water. So Matt, when you go to a new area, what do you choose, or what tactic do you use to break down that water? Is it a visual thing, or do you just go and attack it? How do you do it?
Definitely a visual thing. I look for the cover that I think the bass live in. That's the first thing you do when you get to a new body of water. On this lake in particular, I don't know if you can see these grass mats. Yeah, turn you towards one. This grass mat right out here in front of me. The bass seem to really like this stuff here, especially when you get it around some wood.
We can catch a little bit of it there.
Oh, there you can see it.
Oh yeah.
I'm about to lose my phone. Let me fix that. Well, then it's just a matter of going through your confidence baits until you find what they're biting. For me, I'm always going to throw a jackhammer and a speed worm. See if they'll bite that first. When you get some good mats like this, you got to punch them.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
If all else fails, you go weightless, right?
Yes, sir. And those 2 baits that Matt Boat just said,
I lost my volume.
those 2 baits are quite prevalent down south. The chatterbait and the speed worm. They just got back from went down to Texas and Oklahoma, and those were highly used baits down there during this time of year.
Yeah, they pretty much work all year round for me. Of course, everything's better in the spring.
Oh yeah. So current leaderboard rundown, we got Brundle is going head to head against Matt Vogt. Derek's sitting at 35-25, Matt's at 27-25, and then we have Walton Roderson head to head against Matt Conant. Matt Conant sitting on 4 fish for 70 and a half, and Walton sitting on 2 fish with the big fish of the day. Sitting at 36, his big is 21 and a half. Rocky talking to Derek, saying the win looks doable. Derek, catch him up. We are currently live on Motion Sports Network, YouTube, and Facebook. Derek's still in quite a bit of in. You guys are in quite a bit of win. Matt Vogt looks like we lost his visual. Or did he sneak another fish in?
No, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. There you are. I don't know if I have good service where I am at this afternoon. I might pop on for a little bit. I'll be going to a place I've never fished before, so go do a little pre-fishing for this season for local tournament waters, which we have a ton of water up here. And I hear the Brown boys are going to be moving up into the river, or are in the river, the mouths of the river, so we'll give her a go.
Good luck.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I have to go to work first this morning, but
That's no fun.
that's what I said. But gotta have that money to keep on fishing.
Oh yeah.
Scott's asking what Mr. Nosar is up to today. He is fishing, I believe, a Virginia tournament, which he is currently leading. So Greg is on fish also this morning. And we currently have Matt Conant and Derek Brundle muted due to the wind. Looks like today is going to end up being a grind. Every day is a grind on KBBT. First time I signed up, I was like, yeah, I fish every weekend anyway. What's the big deal? Well, you fish every weekend. It don't matter. Weather doesn't matter, and the time, travel, all that adds up. So it gets a lot more tiring than people may think.
No doubt.
Scott, he did not. He said he might jump on here today. I did send him the link, but looks like Derek's hooked up.
Oh, I just had a nice bass roll right in front of me.
What we got going on there, Mr. Derek? I see that net a bouncing.
Another good one. That one ate the fire craw jackhammer.
Oh yeah, that'll measure. Going back to mute, buddy. Derek with the fish getting ready to come across the board. David Fickick. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. Saying tight lines. Excuse me, to everybody. And Scott Seshewich, nice fish, DB. Let's go. We've had some good action this morning. As soon as we popped on the broadcast, Matt Conant pulled one over. I'm going to take Conant off, Mike. So you're mic'd up now, Matt.
Decent one.
Eric.
17 3/4.
Awesome, brother.
Boy, I love it when they do that. He stopped the reel. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, yeah. That's always nice. Heck
my
yeah.
fish was shallow. I'm in 2 feet of water.
Wow.
Maybe they're shallower. Maybe they're shallower today than they were the last few times. Wouldn't that be a shame?
Well, you know you're in trouble once Derek figures. Right now, Derek, pretty even.
Where am I at, Matt?
You're sitting at 53.
53, 5-3.
5-3, yes, sir.
Thank you.
With 3 quality fish, 18, a 17.75, and a 17.25.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've never had any confidence in this fire craw jackhammer, and I picked it up the other day because Conant was catching them on a red square bill. And boy, I lit him up on this thing the other day, and I said, man, I better get some more of these. Yesterday, I was here doing just some pre-fishing, rolling around looking, and I hooked a giant. And I mean a giant. And I was pulling it up to the boat, and it was a snapping turtle. I snagged it by accident.
Oh, jeez.
Big old snapper, and I went to take a picture of it. And right when I did, I had him snagged like on the skin of the neck. He turned and snapped the line right off. Just bit the chatterbait right off. So I'm down to my last jackhammer, my last fire craw jackhammer, anyways.
Yeah, they were definitely all the hype about 2 years ago. I've never seen a fly out so quick.
I like I said, I never even I fished them before, but I've never really had any luck. And then the other day, it was fire, literally fire on the fire.
I wore him out on that.
I'm going to mute you there, Derek. Derek picking up a lot of wind, talking about the fire craw and how expensive it is. He hooked up again. Nope. But yeah, my experience with the fire craw, very first cast, very first time I ever tied it on, I caught a 20-inch smallmouth. And after that, I've never caught a fish off the fire craw since. But after so many times throwing it, you're like, yeah, that can take a back seat in the tackle box. Most of my luck, jackhammer wise, is off a straight green pumpkin. But I play with the trailers a bit. There's an unhappy dog. Gonna do a little bit of puppy maintenance here. Drop shots deciding to pick on the old lady. Yeah, happy. Tanner Franklin, how are you doing this morning? Welcome, everybody, again to the 2022 KBBT National Championship. I think Blake might be jumping on this morning. Blake Knight. Ooh, nice swing there by Conant. These anglers going to be dealing with some weather, as you're kind of seeing with Derek with the water in the background there, dealing with a little bit of wind. It's not too bad currently, but conditions can always be better. Fish are still coming across the board, though. That's nice. Got Derek Brundle head to head against Matt Vogt in this final four. Derek sitting at 53 even, and Matt Vogt is at 27-25. Matt Conant's leading all four anglers today, currently sitting at 70.5, searching for his fifth. And he's head to head against Wilton Rogerson, who is sitting at 36 even. A little backstory from this morning. Derek sunk the goat trophy. Is that going to hurt him? Is that going to hurt you, Derek?
Maybe.
Oh, chance.
Maybe. We'll find out. Could bring me even more luck.
It could.
But I drove by where she threw it back in, and I seen it sitting on the bottom, so.
Maybe you'll pull a pig trophy. Pull a pig off the goat trophy. Derek in. Everybody dealing with a little bit of wind this morning. Toddy P, good morning. How are you doing? Score update. So we got Derek Brunel with 53 to Matt Votes 27-25. Matt Conant is sitting at 70.5 to Wilton Rogerson's 36 even. I got you muted, Conant, just so you know. Starting to pick up a little bit. And Greg seems to be doing pretty good in his tournament. Looks like DB is hooked up.
Smalley. He's got some line hanging out of his mouth. Must have ate something and broke off. I can't see it though, it's down in his gullet.
Yeah, we've caught a lot up here, especially in beta knock areas where they'll be pooping up a hook that they swallow. It's amazing how they pass some of that stuff, though. Still saying woohoo, Derek. As he measures his fish out. That'll be number 4 for Derek. Noise. As he gets back to work. Like Matt Votes making a move.
Yeah, my area got a little crowded. Somehow I had a little boat right in front of me. I didn't realize I was fishing behind somebody, so I'm trying to get on down the lake a little bit.
There we go. And Derek's 4th fish brought him up to 69.75. 69.75 for Mr. Brundle. Both and Matt Conant sitting on 4 fish. Conant off of mute. Looks like he's working the edge of a point. Matt Vogt back at it. All three anglers back at it. Battling for that championship spot where 2 out of the 4 of these anglers will get to compete. And right after the championship here, I believe Greg is going to drop the dates for the KBBT team tournament. It's going to be a 2-person team. So anybody looking for info to that, stay tuned to KBBT. They're on Facebook or the website. Motion Sports Network will also put out that information. There we go.
Come right up and eat it. I don't know how much string I had on, just in case you were wondering.
There you go. Looks like the little move was worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Vogt pulling one across the
I'm
board.
going to hop off, measure this one real quick.
There you go. Matt Vogt with his 3rd fish. Definitely have some good action going on this morning. Decent morning bite. That looked to be Matt's biggest fish of this morning. Good thing about them small fish early, though, once you get that bag, it gives you a little bit more boost of confidence because it's easier to cull up a smaller fish than it is a bigger fish.
I like the way you think.
Yes, sir. Check Derek out. He's still in the wind pretty good. Looks like Conant took out. Oh, yeah. No worries, Terry. I like hosting these guys. I'd rather see them on air, not on air. Matt Conant getting ready to post up another fish. Boom, baby. That'll measure. Number 5 for Matt. Guys measuring fish. The 2 guys measuring fish are Matt Vaught and Matt Conant. Robert Richards, yo, Matt Conant. Way to go, Matt, from Patrick McKenna.
My man, Pat.
Derek, briefly, in the facing into Mr. Conant, first one to 5. Ooh. Oh, Derek's rod load up. Ryan and I popping on. Northern guys have a perfect day. They might disagree. But we do, us Northerners definitely fish in a lot of weather just like that.
Hold her, I always want to turn my volume all the way down.
So the fish Matt Boat just boarded came across as a 17.25. That puts you up to 44.5, Matt.
Getting a little better. Still got a bunch of work to do though.
Oh yeah. At least the fish are coming across the board. That's what matters.
And they're slowly getting bigger too.
Derek with the swing. Is he on?
Hung up.
Derek just hung up. Another 3-pounder, as Derek would put it. Shook it off at the boat. And anybody just jumping on, we'd like to thank everybody for coming on. This is the 2022 KBBT National Championship Final Four. Got 2 head-to-head matchups. Angler versus angler. Derek Brundle is going head-to-head against Matt Boat. Derek Brundle sitting at 69.75. Matt Boat sitting at 40.5. Starting to put it together. Then we got head-to-head Matt Conant and Wilton Rogerson. Currently, Matt Conant's at 70.5, but he's getting ready to put through his 5th fish against Wilton Rogerson, who's been lighting up the board throughout the KBBT National Championship. Do not sleep on this guy. He is currently sitting at 36 inches with 2 fish, his large being 21.5. Sounded like the release. Conant's fish, and Conant's fish hit the board. He's the first one to 5. Matt Conant's sitting at 87.25 for the morning. For a lot of folks, might be quite comfortable with that, with the opponent he's facing.
Nope.
He's got to keep grinding her out because that ain't a safe number. But it is a good place to be sitting. Here the bird's just going. That's got to be out of Matt Vote's spot.
There's some birds around here again today.
Look like Derek might have had a chaser there. Matt Conant going to call up. Your small Matt is 16.25, so you got to get above a 16.25.
Yeah.
Guys going head to head. I got a little update from Greg this morning. He was leading his tournament. I don't know if he still is or not. I believe he's fishing Virginia. A Virginia Trail. What's that, Derek?
He is fishing the Chickahominy River, or the Chickahominy Lake, rather.
Who's putting on that event?
I'm not sure.
Robert Brown putting on that one?
Might be Robert's event. I'm not sure though.
Gotcha. Look on Chaos just to see if that tournament is in here. Yeah, the KT Chickahominy Lake. Greg is no longer in first, but he's not too far back. It looks like Steve Bishop is currently in first. Greg is in second with 76.75. Soup. What's going on, Soup? Soup popping on. Good luck to Matthew Conant, Derek Brundle. People want to see that showdown. Not if Matt Vote has anything to do with it. Grinding away. And good morning back at you, Jason. Oh, big hook set there by Mr. Conant.
Big gator.
Oh, yeah. Not Rocket Saturday.
Not what I'm looking for. Felt good though.
I bet. That's one of my primary eating fish up north. Cold water northern pike.
Yes, some eats a lot of the ones I catch, just not me.
Oh, they're a good fish. They are a pain in the butt to clean, though. I put them right up there in my top 3 for freshwater fish. Of them up north, I usually have to fish the pike out before I can fish for bass.
Yep.
Get the 2 fish out of the way. Them birds just a chirping. Betting Derek wishing he was hearing birds instead of the wind this morning.
I think they're laughing at me. I keep getting hung up on this timber.
In the final KBBT National Championship, we got Derek Brundle and Matt Vogt head to head. Derek Brundle is sitting on 4 fish for 69.75, and Matt Vogt sitting at 44.5, right on his heels. Walton Rogerson and Matt Conant is leading the board for this morning's with 5 fish limit accomplished, his smallest being a 16.25. To Wilton Rogerson with only 2 fish on the board for 36 inches. Wilton put up a donkey 21.5 earlier this morning.
How many's he got now? 3?
Just 2. Still a 2. 2 fish for 36. We're going to go about another 20, 30 minutes for this morning's broadcast. Morning. Matt getting into the win there. Matt Conant. Keep forgetting there's 3 Matts on the screen, which who else wouldn't want to wake up to 3 Matts on the screen?
Right.
3 Matts and a goat. Looked like he dropped out of the wind a little bit. or not. Looks like Conant's been working that same stretch there, but it's holding fish. I mean, he's the first one up there with his full limit, so could be getting stacked up in there, or they could be leaving, getting ready to leave. And again, shortly after the national championship wraps up, Greg will be dropping the dates and info for the two-man team tournament, two-man KBBT team tournament. I need to see if I can get one of my northern boys interested in that. There we go. We got Conant's mic back. Last time I did the two-man team, that was the first season of KBBT. It was me and Soup were teammates. Derek's still playing in the wind. Looks like Matt Vaught's looking for some shade. Or he's got a shade.
Trying to get into where they live.
Yes, sir. I just had to mute Matt's mic, but Bruce Levy came across. He said, Conant, get out of his spot. From Bruce Levy. Terry Brundle, where is Wilton Rogerson? You know, I don't know an awful lot about Wilton other than he's been putting up donkeys this whole tournament. I believe he is out of North or South Carolina. And he is new to the online kayak fishing tournament setup we have going on. He sounds like he's a little bit of a local legend from where he is at. He knows his waters very well. And Wilton's still sitting at 36. And he could be sitting on a full bag. We don't know. I know he's had some issues early on in the tournament with service, so we won't really know till the end of the day. But currently, Matt's leading that matchup 87-25 to 36. Whoa. I'll try unmuting Derek for a second. And whoa!
Stick.
They like you. But you gotta be down in it. Going back to mute. Still in the win for Derek Brundle and Matt Conant, which today really through the broadcast doesn't seem to be getting as far as win throughout the day. Hopefully it does. We're going to keep this live going about another 15 minutes or so. And if I have good reception this evening or later afternoon, I'll try to pop on again, but I can't promise anything. Blake Knight may pop on too. That was pretty sweet slow-mo of Derek Caston. I'm going to take another peek at Chickahominy, where Greg's fishing today, with the VKT. Greg's still holding down second place in that tournament. Greg's got a 78-75 five-fish bag to Steve Bishop's 89. Looks like Conant's hooked up. Hell. 16.25 is Matt Conant's smallest. We're going to mute you out. You got one on there, Mr.
I do, but it's got me on the vlog. I got him off.
Matt.
Oh,
Oh,
got one.
there we go.
There he goes. Hop off.
All right. Derek service. And an angry fish on Matt Vote's board.
I lost my net at Gunnersville and neglected to buy one this week, so I'm dangerous today.
Sounds like. What are you sitting at? You're sitting at 3 fish right now for Matt Vote, getting ready to bring his 4th across the board. And we will see shortly if that fish helped out Matt Conant or not. Matt Conant's currently sitting at 87.25.
Fish does not want his picture taken.
John Fox. Good morning, John. How are you, sir? Watching these guys pull fish up the gunnel. The 2 anglers you see on the screen are blacked out because they are currently taking photos of their fish. Both of them have a fish going across the board right now. Waiting to see if the fish Conant caught is going to help him out. His smallest was 16 1/4. Matt bought. That'll be Matt bought fish. If the fish cooperates for him.
I'm starting to wonder. I got one photo, but it's a little blurry. Tell you what, this fish right here will not quit. Did I pull it off finally? Of course not. I didn't show up that time. I have the worst problem with that.
Yeah, that can always be. I've had plenty of fish pop off the board. Well, looks like that helped you out, Mr. Conant.
Yes, sir.
So you are currently sitting at 89 inches even. The small is 16.75. Mr. Conant putting in work. Everybody putting in work this morning.
Hey, finally got one.
Three. Conant. Oh. Yeah. Matt Conant culling up, grinding away. Motor guy working. Great over the shoulder shot there of Mr. Conant. Mr. Boatback, I'm gonna mute you, Conant. He's starting to nose into the wind there. Matt Boat, that brought you up to 60.25.
Sweet.
1 fish to go to complete your bag.
Now, if it's 40 inches, I'll be in good shape.
There you go. Don't play with my emotions. Derek Brundle must have just got on one, too. Derek's sitting at 88.25.
I got my work cut out for me.
Hey, did my last fish come through?
It did. So you're at 88.25, and your small is 16.75. The mute. So Derek was sitting at 88.25, full bag, with his small being a 16.75. Both the Massachusetts boys, the A team, working in the wind. Both of them sitting within 3/4 of an inch of each other. Matt Vogt grinding away, working some new water. Let's see. I'm going to run about another 5 minutes here, fellas. Give you guys a rundown. 2022 KBBT National Championship Final Four. We have Derek Brundle going head-to-head against Matt Vogt. Derek Brundle currently sitting at 88.25 inches with his 5-fish limit. Matt Vogt sitting with 4 fish at 60.25 inches, grinding it out. The other head-to-head matchup we have is Wilton Roderson going head-to-head against Matt Conant. Matt Conant, first to 5, sitting at 89 even. His small is 16.75. Wilton Roderson, who is still sitting at 36 inches even. Again, don't sleep on Wilton. The man does some amazing things, and he definitely puts some fish up in the afternoon. I'm going to check these guys' wool. Derek and Matt are both in wind tunnels. Looks like Derek's putting away the fire crawled jackhammer. Smiling away.
You know it's windy when you can hold your bait out and it blows past what you can reach.
Hey, I muted that right at the right time.
The seas are building, as they say.
That they are, but so are the fish. You guys are on them.
Yeah, I think I got maybe one more pass down this bank before it comes just about unfishable. And then I'm going to go look at some different waters.
Right on, right on. Let's see if we can unmute Matt Conant also. Matt Conant. You're into the wind. Unmute Derek out here. A lot of wind going on, a lot of wind. Everybody putting in their A game, trying to get through to the championship round of the Kayak Bass Bracket Tour 2022 National Championship. This is the Final Four. And we'll do one more scoreboard breakdown here in a minute before I have to kick rocks. And we'll see if we can unmute these guys also for it. Looks like Derek's getting into the nasty. You can see his kayak swaying a little bit and a couple white caps out there in front of him. On it with another fish. Look like another snot rocket. All right, fellas, we are going to wrap up this morning's live of the 2022 KBBT National Championship. One more rundown of the scoreboard. Head-to-head, we got Derek Brundle against Matt Boat. Derek Brundle sitting at 88.25. Derek Smallfish is a 16.75 against Matt Boat. Matt Boat's got 4 fish on the board for 60.25. Matt Conant sitting at 89 even with his small also being a 1675. And Matt Conant's head-to-head against Wilton Rogerson, sitting at 36 even. These guys are battling for the top spot in the championship to go head-to-head. So whoever wins out of each bracket today will be in that championship round. Try to unmute everybody real quick. Still tripping. I'd like to thank all you guys for hanging out with us this morning. Matt, Derek, and Matt.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys jumping on and putting on a show for us this morning. Bruce Levy popped on real quick, says, get it done. Scott Seshowitz says, good luck to all. And with that, we're going to cut this broadcast for this morning, and we'll see if we can get back in the afternoon. Thank you all for watching. We're out. Later.
Peace.